Hey, good morning, everybody. It's early mornings, LALATE. It's Sunday. Did you crush the weekend? One more day. Don't let the weekend crush you. The toast is toast and the butter is buttery. I'm here, you're here, and Ron Wyndon is here for a $600 FBUC. Boy, so can other senators be here as well for more stimulus than there is actually in the third stimulus package? Yes. A new series of reports and a new push suggests that senators may step up and say, this is a nice $1.9 trillion stimulus package, but you need bigger items in here. In this recording, I go over the incredible great news as the House of Representatives is set to call a vote on the bill and finalize and send to the Senate on February 22nd, no later. But the Senate may go bigger and higher. These exciting great news on a great Sunday morning of Early Mornings LALATE. Hey, good morning, everybody. It's Early Mornings LALATE. How are you? This is LA, from Wall Street to Main Street, from my home to your home. Thank you for joining me on a big broadcast of Sunday Mornings LALATE. It's a big day, and this is the first of a doubleheader of Early Mornings LALATE. I'm back live with you at 6:30 a.m. on the East Coast, 3:30 on the West Coast, with a continuation. On that video, I'll be going over more about the other provisions of the third stimulus package, and then more about rent and free utilities, how to get that money right now, not 5 weeks from now, not 5 months from now. And if you need money right now, this is the channel you should be subscribed to. I'm trying to get people money around the clock and around the hour, so please subscribe. Money not right now, actually money right now, not 5 weeks from now, not 5 months from now. That's the focus of this channel, has been that way since day one, and in this recording I'm going to show more to that you as well. And if you've not become a subscriber, click that subscriber link in the front of this channel. Also hit that alert button so you can alert when a new video goes live. And if you've not become a member, consider becoming a member. Purple Hawk, Purple Power, Calcino VIP. The link is in the bottom of the description of this video and also at the top of the chat. In this video, I'll be going over the incredible great news overnight as Wall Street's back on focus, finally, with stimulus. So much happening across the board. Over there is an instant chat premiere. You can chat with your Purple Power buddies about what's going on today, and certainly communicate about what you think should be the big push next week, because there's a lot of push underway. And with that, let's get to the breaking news. The breaking news to start the new morning is that stimulus has a room to be modified. Yes. The House of Representatives will call a vote no later than February 22nd on the third stimulus package bill. In there is a $1,400 stimulus check for individuals, $2,800 for married couples, $1,400 for children, $1,400 for adult dependents. There's FPUC in there, $400 a week from March to August. There is hazard pay reportedly. There's a $5,000 EIDL grant. But the provisions still can be modified. How and when? Well, the House can modify it during the House vote. The fact is that last Friday, the House subcommittees approved the provisions to come up to an ultimate vote. The people who are not on those committees can certainly vote against it or say, hey, I don't like this number, let's modify the number. But the real place of where numbers may be modified is in the Senate. If you've been with this channel since April 25th, thank you. April 25th of last year, thank you. This channel's now at about 99 million views. Boy, this is getting exciting. We're trying to get to 100 million views by the end of the 9th month. Let's get there. Let's get there. Let's push and tug and pull and shout, and let's get there. Also, let's add another 1,000 subscribers. Please subscribe to this channel. You know that I have shown you over these last 9 months that Stimulus has been modified repeatedly in the Senate, not in the House. For some reason, there's no particular reason other than I can guess is that the House members just sort of follow what its leader says, but the senators tend to generally think separately. They don't necessarily follow what Mitch has said last year or what Chuck says. They have their own mind of their own. And that is what happened overnight, what happened last week, has happened since early January, it can continue to happen. The case in point is Ron Wyden. Ron Wyden, Democrat out of Oregon, says, I'm going to push hard for what's needed to get people through a very difficult circumstance. The president served in the Senate, and he should know of all these issues are in negotiation. Oh my goodness, he should know all these issues are in negotiations. What does that mean? It means two things. One, the issue that Ron Wyden brings up, which in this case was FPUC, is up for negotiation, meaning I'm not going to agree co-sign to $400 a week. I want $600 a week. That's the first item. Second, he's basically saying, hey, anyone else in the Senate, if you have a position, come forward and say the position and modify the argument, because you don't have to just co-sign a bill when it lands in the Senate. We don't just rubber stamp everything here. We negotiate. And that is huge. $1,400 stimulus check, it shouldn't be $1,400 stimulus check. It's supposed to be $2,000 plus $1,400. Warnock and Ossoff, the Democrats out of Georgia, campaigned with the promise they were going to give you $2,000 plus $1,400. They didn't campaign for $1,400. That was Trump's stimulus check. The Trump stimulus check of Cash Act 2020 was Trump. They were to give a new Biden $2,000 stimulus check for this year. Chuck Schumer even confirmed it in January before the election night, that it was $2,000 plus $1,400. And how about the adult dependents? Suddenly they're forgotten. They were supposed to be $3,200 just a few weeks ago. They were in the Cash Act at $3,200. Now they're not getting that as well. Suddenly the House seems to be very forgetful of what it does, and the Senate needs to remind them this is the correct amount. Bernie Sanders, Elizabeth Warren, Ossoff, Warnock. You see the recurring themes here. Wyden thinks he has fresh ammunition to fight for his arguments. His ammunition is economic reports. They're just not good. And every time that Wyden speaks about this, economic numbers get worse. January, we saw the January jobs reports, not good. 6,000 new jobs created in the month of January, not good. That's 6,000 total jobs in the entire United States for private sector, not good. Last week, we saw 700, almost 800,000 new jobless claims, 21 million people still unemployed, not good. Long-term unemployment, 6 months of unemployment, we're less than 5,000 away from the worst number since the Great Recession, not good. So these numbers are just not getting better. Brian Deasy, the chair of the National Economic Council under Joe Biden, says that he's willing to work on any set of ideas that Democrats can support. So he says you can negotiate with me. Let's negotiate. And then Wyden had the most fascinating comment, which was, you know what? We got a lot of work to do. I don't want to keep on doing this all the time. Let's just tie it to economic data. Wow. Now, if you've been with this channel for a while, you remember that FPUC 1.0 expired in July. It was March to July, and they allowed it to expire. Why? They went on vacation. He currently clearly recalls that, Wyden, so he says we don't want to keep on doing this. There's so much work to do here, and the Senate cannot be revisiting economic relief every 2 to 3 months. I love that. That's actually contradictory to, again, what President Biden said just a few weeks ago. President Biden said, I'll do stimulus packages as often as so needed until we're out of this pandemic. Wyden says, no, you're not. First of all, I think he's basically, without saying it, calling the cards and calling the bluff of the president, saying, I don't think you're going to keep on doing stimulus packages every few weeks. I think you're going to go on to the next item and you'll be back to us, a long time from now. But as I said, we don't have time for this. We have other stuff to do. We can't be doing the same thing every 10 seconds. So he wants FPUC not to expire and rather be tied to economic data. That's really nice for a stimulus check. How about a stimulus check? How about a stimulus check is paid out again if unemployment still remains over 700,000 in 6 weeks from now. How about that? It has been over 700,000 new unemployment claims for, 35 weeks? So if it's still over 700,000 unemployment claims in 6 weeks from now, why don't you send out another stimulus check? Why do we have to keep on reminding you we need a stimulus check? You don't need to be reminded. The unemployment numbers are the indicative element. This is huge news. Now, if only someone would repeat what I said on the Senate floor, we would be so much better off. My starting point here is going to be the legislation would reinstate the full $600 and tie additional weeks of benefits on the program to economic conditions. I love that. That's just incredible. Now, President Biden's mindset may not be where it's supposed to be. On Saturday, yesterday, we learned that he's considering doing the reconciliation process again. What? For highways and climate. I can't say this with a straight face. Also on Friday, we learned that he instructed Janet Yellen to designate a new subcommittee at the Treasury to what? Climate. Lord, then there's new concerns that they don't know where this money's coming from to pay for these plans. And there may be concerns that it may be coming from cutting Social Security. Okay, I'm just leaving it at that one. That one's a little scary. Meantime, the student loan debt forgiveness is not part of this package as a standalone bill, $50,000, and students were asked whether they believe it's going to happen. 56% of students said they hope it happens, but when they were asked do they think it's going to happen, 13% said yes. The remainder, nearly 70% of students asked that, it'll never pass. Wow, what an interesting group. On Friday, the House Ways and Means Committee, Labor, Education, Financial Services, Transportation, Small Businesses all met to finalize that the third stimulus package be passed up and put to the main part of the House of Representatives. It provides a $1,400 stimulus check to individuals who made up to $75,000, married couple of $150,000. It phases out at $100,000 for individuals, $200,000 for married couples, FPUCs at $400 a week to August, and then you have that shocking multiple stimulus check. That multiple stimulus check is $3,600. It's $3,600 for a parent who has a child under the age of 6, each child under the age of 6. And that check is paid in part starting the month of July, $300 a month. So if you have 2 kids, both age 4 and 5, sorry, I just said that wrong. If you have 2 kids at age 4 and 5, then you would get $300 and $300 the month of July, $300 the month of August, and that would continue for 1 year, adding up to 2 times $3,600. That's just a lot of money. And it's on top of the $1,400 that they're also getting. This is amid news that the CDC wants to reopen schools. The new science-based resources and tools help schools safely reopen and get in-person opening right away. No, says Gavin Newsom, the governor of California, I'm not reopening schools, he says, unless teachers are vaccinated. Most viewers agree as well. Teachers should not be ordered back into school if they're not vaccinated, and students should have the election to decide whether to attend or not. Ultimately, the CDC has no role in whether teachers and schools will reopen. That's a determination of state legislatures, cities, and counties. This coming week, we can see what's going on with the chicken wars. No, that's not referring to Mitch and Chuck. It's what's going on with McDonald's and Burger King. McDonald's is trying to undercut the competition because, a cheaper chicken sandwich. Nasdaq and Dow both ended relatively flat on Friday. We have a lot of major earnings calls this coming week. Let's see what happens. But the real surprise is why Ways and Means Committee did not take the other tax credit and do that as an advance. The other tax credit is a $1,500 tax credit. That is really it makes no sense that it would not be an advance as well. $1,500 for a essential worker, hazard pay, who worked in the pandemic, hazard pay, and made less than $25,000 during that job. So clearly a low-income person. And it can be just a single individual, has nothing to do with parents. $1,500 stimulus check for them. The way the Ways and Means seems to have left the bill is to suggest that that payment would not happen until next year. It does not make sense. And this doesn't make sense as amid the comments from Janet Yellen that there's absolutely no reason we should suffer through the long recovery. I would expect that once this package is passed, we should be back to full employment next year. Full employment next year? Well, what the world are we doing now? And this is what's going on. We have people suffering absolutely no fault of their own. We have to get to the other side and make sure this doesn't take a permanent toll on their lives. Well, here's the question concern. The third stimulus package bill summary, which was written by Joe Biden and released to this channel, obtained by this channel in January, said that the stimulus relief would go out immediately and urgently. This is not going out immediately, and it's not going out urgently. That's the first thing. The second one is Janet Yellen and Jerome Powell both say that unemployment will not be back to normal until next year. Well, why is FPUC expiring in late August? People are asking for more stimulus, that they're saying the stimulus needs to go bigger and bolder. The market's waiting to see how big the package is going to be. It's going to be important. They can get through the reconciliation, says Quincy Crosby, chief market strategist. But there have been so much distractions. Those distractions on the coverage of stimulus are clearly upon us. You've seen so much distractions. If you are gone away and you're coming back to this channel, you may have been watching the impeachment trial over the last few days. It distracted coverage. Business channels had the impeachment story as the number one story across the board. By Monday, that will be gone. We'll be back onto economics. But ultimately, every distraction counts. And distractions will continue on Monday when Robinhood CEO will testify. Overall, he will testify before Congress. Let me answer some incredible questions and comments from yesterday's recording. Florists, that's not fair to all elderly, always getting put on the back burner. Jennifer Hamilton, when most people over 80 should realize they need a check over them. Terry, adult dependents deserve their back stimulus check. They're equally as important to this economy. Deborah, they don't care about seniors. They need to keep their promise to keep their senior citizens. Debbie Puckett, we're getting the $200. When are we getting the $200 and the stimulus check? It's the $200 of SSI is not in there. Maria Ravis, that is of a big F that they're not sending us the American people on stimulus checks. Charlotte, increase SSI, SSDI, railroad benefits SSI from $200 to $400 a month. Amen. Sharon Rosenberg, I agree they should stop favoriting one group, giving them the golden goose and neglecting the rest. I mean, the children going hungry, it's sad. And nobody's thinking about the seniors going hungry. This in regards to my reporting over the last few days about ageism in the stimulus package. Florence Quick, they don't care about elderly, so they use their means, don't care about elderly parents. Terry Raymer, college age dependence costs parents a lot more than children under 6. Great comment. So the third stimulus package pays $3,000 from 17 to 6 and $3,600 from 6 to newborn. Why is a younger kid getting paid more money than an older kid? It doesn't make sense. Catherine, the kids don't even know what they're getting, but seniors are very aware of how they're being ignored. Seniors can and will vote. Oh, I love that. Maching, it doesn't make sense because kids under the age of 6 can get WIC. Seniors don't get up WIC. Nancy Christensen, yes, we can get bigger. Sandra, many live a fairy tale forgetting the reality of what's happening. Garrett Lawson, they're giving $5,000 for kids. They should be giving to pay to people on SSI and Social Security. Very well said. And Sandra, yes, the stimulus needs to be larger for Americans. By the time it gets to the people, it will even double or triple the payments. Very well said. If you have questions or comments to today's recording, drop in the comments below and I may answer them in tomorrow's recording. Coming up next is the continuation of Early Mornings LALATE. Stay with me for that. If you've not subscribed, make sure you subscribe. Also like this video. And if you've not become a member, consider becoming a member. Purple Power, Calcino VIP, or Purple Hawk. Stay informed, stay focused, and stay in LA for more.